In this video, we are going to talk about point, line and plane. So let's begin. Point. A point is defined as a precise location or a place on a plane which is usually denoted by dot. Point is just a location and has no dimension. In other words, we can say that if we want to denote a point, we just use a dot, and a point is just a location and it has no dimension. In order to denote the point, we will use a symbol like this, where we will use a dot and we will write a alphabet. And in this example, what we are doing, we are using a dot with P. So basically this is just a point P, and this is how we will denote a point. Now the next definition we are going to talk about is line. And a line is a straight, has no thickness, and continuously extends on both directions infinitely. In other words, a line never ends. It keeps going in both directions. There is exactly one line can pass through 2 points. In other words, we can say that a line is a straight and has no thickness, and line goes on both the 2 directions, and there will be only one line that can pass through any 2 given points. So the symbol for line is this. And if we want to denote this line, what I'm going to do, I'm going to consider a point. So this is point P, and I'm going to consider another point, which is point Q. So basically, if we want to represent this line, we can name it as line PQ, or we can take one single alphabet, something like L, and we can also say that this is line L. In other words, we can say that if we want to represent a line, we can either consider 2 points and can say that PQ is a line, or we can consider only one name, which is basically line L. So the notation for the line is something like this: PQ and both sided arrow at the top of PQ. So basically this is line PQ, or we can also represent the same line as L and 2-sided arrow at the top of L. So there are 2 ways we can represent a line, either like this or like this. Our next definition is plane. So a plane is defined as a flat surface made up of points that extends infinitely in all directions. So basically a plane surface or a flat, which can be like a cardboard or a paper, that keeps going in both directions infinitely, and that is basically a plane. So in order to define a plane, I'm going to consider a plane. So this is my plane M. So either we can say this one as a plane M, or there is another way we can name this plane as, if we consider points. So my first point is point P, this is my second point Q, and this is my third point R. So basically I have 3 points P, Q and R. So if we want to name the plane, we can either say plane M, or we can also say plane PQR, which is right here. And this is how we will define point, line and plane.